These men were put to death for their religion. Some people believe they were the first martyrs. They are Nereus and Achilles. Both were Roman soldiers who gave up their lives for their newfound faith in Jesus Christ. They are believed to have been the first martyrs outside of Jesus' own disciples. Their story is one of great power and faith. It is a testament to the strength of the human spirit in the face of persecution. When I heard their story, I was shocked. I had never heard of them before, yet their bravery has inspired people for centuries. Today, we will be learning about these brave men, what they did, and why they were put to death. If you want to know more about history and current events, subscribe so you never miss an upload. Also, be sure to stick around for number 2 if you want to hear about a miracle that happened because of Saint Nereus. Nereus and Achilles were born in the 3rd century in the Roman province of Asia Minor. They were both centurions in the Roman army, a position of some importance and responsibility. However, they were also devout Christians who refused to renounce their faith despite intense pressure from their Roman emperor. The year was 300 AD, and the Roman Empire was at its most powerful. But there was a growing threat to the stability of the empire, the Christians. Emperor Diocletian was determined to crush this new religion once and for all, and he began a series of persecutions that would last for years. The first target of the persecutions was the Christians in the province of Asia Minor, where Nereus and Achilles lived. They were given an ultimatum by the emperor: either renounce your faith or be executed. Many Christians chose to renounce their faith and live out the remainder of their lives in fear. But not Nereus and Achilles. They stood firm in their beliefs and were prepared to die for them. The two friends were taken to the imperial court in Rome. There they were tortured and asked to renounce their faith. But they refused. Instead, they boldly proclaimed their belief in Jesus Christ. This only made Diocletian more angry, and he ordered that they be executed. The execution was carried out in the most brutal fashion. Achilles was beheaded and his head cut off. Meanwhile, Nereus was crucified upside down since he was a centurion. His higher rank meant that he was to be treated as such. Even in death, however, neither man renounced their faith. Instead, they both died proclaiming their love for Jesus Christ. This act of martyrdom had a profound effect on the early Christians. It showed them that even in the face of the most intense persecution, it was possible to remain faithful. The example of Nereus and Achilles inspired many other Christians to stay true to their beliefs, no matter the cost. But it wasn't just their example that had an impact. It was also said that miracles happened because of their sacrifice. According to legend, after the execution of Nereus and Achilles, their bodies were thrown into the sea. But miraculously, they washed up on the shores of a small island unharmed. Soon after, a church was built on the island, and it became a place of pilgrimage for Christians from all over the empire. To this day, people believe that the island is a holy site, and that miracles have happened there. In fact, there are many stories of people who have visited the island and experienced something miraculous. One such person was a young girl who had been paralyzed from the waist down. She visited the island and prayed at the church, and suddenly she was able to walk. Another person who experienced a miracle at the island was a man who had lost his sight. He prayed at the church, and suddenly he could see again. These are just two of the many stories of miracles that have supposedly happened at the island. Whether or not they are true is up for debate. But what is not up for debate is the impact that Nereus and Achilles had on the early church. Their example of bravery in the face of persecution inspired many Christians to stay true to their beliefs, and it is this legacy that has kept their memory alive for centuries. Nereus and Achilles are honored as saints in the Catholic Church, Eastern Orthodox Church, and other Christian denominations. Their feast day is celebrated on April 29th. On this day, Christians remember the sacrifice of these two brave men and the impact they had on the early church. It is also a day to give thanks for the miracles that have happened at the island of Patmos, where the two men are said to have been buried. The life and death of Nereus and Achilles is a story that has been told and retold for centuries. Their bravery in the face of persecution is truly inspiring, and it is no wonder that they are remembered as some of the earliest Christian martyrs. What do you think? Were Nereus and Achilles truly the first martyrs of Christianity? Or are there other contenders for that title? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would also like to hear any stories of miracles you may have witnessed or heard about. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching.